it's even more significant when you apply liquid stake derivatives to the application of collateralization. Because just to recap, if you're LPing Osmo and Atom and they're not staked, your hurdle rate is the blended staking rate of those two assets. And the blended staking rate is about 20%, right? That's your hurdle rate. But if we're talking about collateralization, since this is DeFi and not centralized, like not FTX, since this is DeFi, we always have over-collateralized loans. So for instance, say you had a stablecoin and you wanted to mint out $1 worth of that stablecoin using Atom. And it was just normal Atom, not liquid staked Atom, just Atom. If you wanted to mint $1 worth of stablecoin, typically you'd have to put down $2 worth of collateral. So that's a 50% loan to value ratio, or in other words, a 200% collateralization ratio. And that means since for every $1 worth of stablecoin you have, you've got $2 worth of Atom collateral. In that case, your hurdle rate is not 20%, because for every dollar you're lending, you've got $2 worth of Atom sitting there idle, not staked. So that means for every single dollar you're minting at a 50% loan to value ratio backed by Atom, you're losing 40% a year, which is pretty incredible. And that's the hurdle rate. So, assuming that we're all rational people, assuming that this is a rational market and we're all self-interested, nobody would mint a stablecoin under those conditions unless they somehow had a way to clear that hurdle rate and to make additional profit. So you would only mint a stablecoin if you saw an opportunity in the market where you could earn more than 40% per year to cover the hurdle rate. And even if you earned 40% somehow by using this stablecoin, it seems like a pretty good deal, 40% in a year. That would only get you to zero. That would just clear the hurdle rate. You have to make even more than that. And this is a really tall order. Maybe not over the last few weeks, but generally, it's a really tall order. And stablecoins don't exist in a vacuum. It's not like there's one stablecoin that only accepts Atom and you have to take it or leave it. There are all kinds of stablecoins. So Silk, of course, is going to be using liquid stake derivatives as their collateral. That means the hurdle rate is zero. And competitively speaking, comparing 40% to zero, I think Silk is going to get a lot more adoption than the incumbent stablecoins. And then one other point, like you could say there are some stablecoins out there that only accept other stablecoins as collateral, and there's no hurdle rate. Yeah, that's fine if you're just backing, say, DAI with USDC, but that's not decentralized. So what you get with Silk, it's not just a wrapper for other stablecoins. With Silk, it's actually decentralized because it accepts decentralized assets as collateral. Not only is it actually decentralized, but the hurdle rate for those assets would be zero. Not exactly zero, because there are some interest fees, I believe, with the protocol. And to be fair, Stride charges a 10% fee on the staking yield of liquid staked assets. But anyway, it's way better than a hurdle rate of 40%. And that's my long-winded explanation of why liquid stake derivatives really, really, really make sense for collateralizing stablecoins.
Just like with the liquidity provider on Atom Osmo, on Osmosis is giving up Atom staking yield and Osmo staking yield. In the same sense, if you have to lock up Atom to mint out Silk and your asset in that's locked up as collateral isn't doing anything for you, then you're just missing out on the opportunity cost of staking. All that yield is left on the table that you could be earning. And so as a result, that loan that you took out, you need to generate enough value to offset the yield that you're giving up by just locking up your Atom and it's not doing anything for you, right? That's opportunity cost. So with the derivative as backing, you're not fighting against this opportunity cost. Like you're already tapped into it. You're already plugged into it. And then that loan you take out, now you're free to go and do anything with it. And you don't have to worry about the opportunity cost of, what if my asset was staked right now versus just being a normal fungible non-yield bearing token. So that's piece one. The other differentiation is that on Shade Lend, your liquidation price points are private, right? So everywhere out there right now in transparent DeFi, you lock up collateral and the whole market can query individuals lending positions and say, hey, like if I can, cause Adam's price to dip 10 more cents, I can guarantee that John's loan over here gets liquidated, and I know what's going to happen to that liquidated collateral. They're going to they're going to sell it on the open market, and I can take advantage of this kind of cascading liquidation price movement that I intentionally caused because I'm able to programmatically act on top of this transparent asymmetry of information. But with Shade Lend, because we have privacy baked into the product by default, your positions are private. You could take out a massive leverage position and whales don't know about it. Retail doesn't know about it. You are safe. Privacy is fair. It's equitable board, and you're allowed to go about your DeFi activity without incurring the risk of the whole world knowing what your liquidation price point is. It is a huge advantage compared to any other lending product in the Cosmos and Ethereum else, and we're really going to be leaning in to that equitable protection that privacy can give, because privacy is utility. We talk about it as a human right, we talk about it as a protection, but it's also incredibly useful when you exist when previously the norm is to exist within this panopticon of transparency.